Party people in the place to be. What's going on? It's me. It's me. That Batman voice was terrible. However, I have had a hell of a day and have drunk a hell of a lot. So don't expect a whole hell of a lot from that Batman voice. Party people in the place to be. What's going on? It's me. It's me. I have watched Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, as you can see by the title. We're going to do non-spoiler shit at the very beginning. That's how we do things around here. And then there'll be a timestamp and you'll be able to find out where to go for the rest. Apparently, HBO Max has the uncut version. According to Wikipedia, the uncut version is 76 minutes, which is the timing that we have here for this one on HBO Max. So apparently I'm watching the uncut version. However, apparently there were some changes to the cut version. So let's get into this whole thing. Let's start at the start and get into this whole thing. Non-spoiler version, of course. This movie has an issue with production. The production, you can tell, got in the way of this movie in a couple of different facets. However, of course, we have the talents involved. We have the animation talents. We have the voice talents, of course. We have the Conways, the Strongs, the Hamills, all coming back into play here, and they make up as much as they can for the production woes that we have in this particular Batman Beyond movie. I literally just got finished with all the Batman Beyonds, which is a shame because they did 13, 26, 13. They did a haiku, they did a haiku run. They had 13 episodes, 26 episodes, and then 13 more episodes, I guess, to round it out, which would make it, 52? Is that syndication for cartoons, I suppose? 52 episodes? But that's what they did. And I was immediately like, that's it? That's a shame, because the final episode is a flashback episode to footage we've never seen before. I'm guessing from an episode that was supposed to be in the early season, but just got thrown into the back season with the flashback of Terry telling Max some shit. That's not a spoiler on the movie. That's a spoiler on the TV show. And it was like that. That was underwhelming. That was the most underwhelming fucking finale I've seen in a long time, particularly for a cartoon. Long time. Batman Beyond was exceptionally good. The TV show. I loved Batman Beyond. The TV show. I watched that shit every chance I got. I never got the chance to see the movie though. For whatever reason, I just never saw the movie. I believe this was a straight to DVD release or straight to video release. Let's see. And release. Original uncut version. Yeah. So the film was apparently released on DVD originally. Heavy edits. An uncut version was on DVD in 2002. And it was released, the edited version, in 2000, December of 2000. So this was a straight-to-video release, and I seem to remember it being a straight-to-video release. And straight-to-video releases, particularly in the 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, and really up until recently, have had a terrible lineage. Like, even Disney. Like, Disney is probably the prime example of just making these cheap bullshit, throw it out there, and they'll just lap it up, made for video versions of their sequels to stuff. And so made straight for video never had a particularly good image surrounding it up until recently with the streaming wars. And even then, there's still a pocket that they're in that's just below theatrical. You know what I'm saying? Like that's definitely below theatrical, that you could see the differences. And you could kind of see the differences here with this one. Production, as far as the animation is concerned, you can see it. The animation is not better at all than the TV show. Now, say what you want to about the TV show budgets or whatever, and not just budgets, but timing. You know, they have to get it out on the schedule. So sometimes the animation is not great, particularly when we're talking about 2D animation, particularly when we're talking about hand-drawn 2D animation, which in the 2000s was really like the last vestige of hand-drawn 2D animation. That's what you got here. And you got that same animation style than you got from the TV show. So it's not a drop-off from the TV show at all, but it's not an improvement either. And a lot of times with theatrical releases or movies of cartoons, this wasn't a theatrical release, movies of cartoons, you expect them to be bigger, better. You expect the animation to be different. You expect to see different things in the movie versions of cartoons. Now, you do get to see some of that here. The sequences that they have in are definitely more intricate, and they were definitely trying different things with the sequences and even how they shoot certain things. Like you have this sort of drone shot, the around the area shot of different characters and different fight scenes. The fight scenes are definitely, they tried to get a little bit more intricate with the fight scenes in this particular movie. You can see that difference. But in terms of the animation itself, the animation style itself, it does not improve, and that's a damn shame. However, in looking up the Wikipedia for this, just a quick cursory look of the Wikipedia for this, apparently Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker was plagued with issues, production issues, not the least of which that they were doing it and preparing for the last vestiges of it right as Columbine happened. Kids, if you're not old enough to remember Columbine, then you're too young for me, for sure. But you ask your parents about what the fuck Columbine was all about. Columbine freaked everybody the fuck out, including the animators here. And so they had to change a whole bunch of stuff. There were heavy edits that were done to this. Now, apparently the heavy edits equal about a 3-minute change, 3 minutes less of footage than we see here. However, that time change isn't necessarily the same as the actual content change. There were heavy edits made to this movie, particularly how the ending wraps up. And you can see the changes in it. You can see the issues with this movie, and that's a shame. That is a shame, because I feel like this could have been a great jumping off point for Batman Beyond. Now, mind you, we had the TV show, but this could have been an even better jumping off point for it, but we never got it for a couple different reasons. The production and the fact that it wasn't theatrically released. It was a made for video. Damn it. This was not theatrical released like Return of the Phantom. The Phantom Mask, Phantom Menace, Batman, Phantom Menace, whatever the hell, Phantom that we got from Batman. And I actually liked this, the story in this, and the production, not the execution, you could see what the animators had in mind. I liked that better than I liked Mask of the Phantom Opera, Batman Opera one. I like this one better than that one. Now, spoiler time. It's spoiler time. It is spoiler time. We'll stop with all the talk right now until we get to the spoilers in a second. It's spoiler time, baby. Spoiler time, baby. Yes, don't you know? Get it while you get it. I'm going to take a sip before we dip into spoiler territory. Friendly reminder, never allow me to buy Coke Zero again. Anyway, now we get into spoiler territory, and the first thing I noticed almost immediately as I'm watching this is the voice talent is different, and that's a damn shame. Including but not limited to, I find, listen, Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker, I find your severe lack of not only the great and powerful Rizzo, a.k.a. Mrs. Abigail Bartlett, Stockard Channing, disturbing, but I find your severe lack of Cree, say her motherfucking name from the mountaintop summer, sacrilegious. How dare you? How dare you not include Max, a.k.a. Cree Summer, a.k.a. Terry McGinnis's best friend from this guy? How dare you? Hold on. Stay right there. I'll be right back. I ain't going too far. I'm right here. I'm right here, champ. I'm right here with the A Different World hat. That's how far back I go. Actually, I go as far back with Cree Summer as Inspector Gadget, but my Inspector Gadget shirt's in the hamper right now, and I don't feel like finding it. But I'm telling you right now, Cree Summer forever, baby. I'm a Cree Summer lover from way back. From Inspector from Penny Mother effing Gadget. You understand me? If you want to talk about the queen of cartoons, the queen of animated voices, the empress, the goddess, Hera, her motherfucking self, you are talking about Cree Summer. And the fact, the notion that you would dare put this into production without my girl Cree Summer in there at all is voluptuous. Whoa, but wait a minute. Hold on, you say. You say surreal. But where could they have fit her in? You see, they had all these different characters in it. They had some new characters in it. They had some old characters in it. You know, Dana was in it. We got to see her. We got to see Dana in it. We got Harley Quinn. We got Tim Drake. We got Barbara Gordon. And I'll get to Barbara Gordon in a second. Matter of fact, let me get to Barbara Gordon right now. Angie Hartman. Fine actress. Stays in her lane. She's a fine actress. And she took over for Stockard Channing after the second season of Batman Beyond. Fine actress in her own right. But she's no Rizzo. She will never be. She will never be my first lady. You understand me? You understand? She is no Abigail Bartlett. Ever. They're not the same. They are not the same. And I get it. Angie, you know, she tried to take over afterwards, but this is a ship situation. She ain't no Curly. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? I have to break it down in you understand what I'm saying? Did nobody come to see Angie? Otis? They came to see Stockard Channing. They came to see Miss Rizzo her goddamn self. How dare you? How dare you? That's putting Stockard Channing aside, because as accomplished an actress as Stockard Channing is, Stockard Channing is an accomplished actress in many different forms of entertainment, as is Cree Summer. But Cree Summer's bread and butter has been for decades, before she graced the halls of Hillman College and after, was an animation. Huh? Susie Carmichael. Huh? Say it again. I say Susie Carmichael. What? How dare you? How dare you exclude Cree? Oh, but there was no space for Cree Summer. There was no space for Max in this one. Oh, wasn't there? Well, let me tell you something. They had Rachel Lee Cook, who I like. I like Rachel Lee Cook. She also played an Abigail on one of my favorite TV shows, Psych. Abigail Lightheart. Love me some Rachel Lee Cook. Abigail Lightheart. She's no Cree Summer. She is no Cree Summer. And I get it. This was in that pocket of the 2000s. She was trying to get herself a little something else going. And that's why we got Melissa Joan Hart in this movie as Dee Dee. The twin granddaughters of Harley Quinn. That's why we got her in there. And that's a shame, because you don't actually really hear Melissa Joan Hartness in this. It's almost like they spent money just to get her name, but you don't actually, there's very rarely, and I'm aficionado. I go back from the Clarissa days. I'm an aficionado with the voices. It's very rare that you actually hear the Melissa Joan-ness come out in this. So you could have gotten anybody, and that's a shame. So you got her for the Dee Dee, right, who plays Harley Quinn's twin granddaughters on the Joker's gang. All right. But then you get Rachel Lee Cook to play this no name, this barely a name, this one and out character, Chelsea, off of Batman Beyond. Now, hold on a second. I'm going to take a look here. I'm on her IMDb. I'm going to take one quick look here and see if Rachel Lee Cook as Chelsea appears. And mind you, I just finished watching Batman Beyond. So I'm going to see if Rachel Lee Cook even appears in Batman Beyond any other time than this movie. Any other time. Let's see. Chelsea, 2000. She's in 2 episodes. Oh, a whole whopping 2 episodes. Oh, my goodness. A whole whopping 2 episodes. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, Miss Cook. Oh, excuse me. I forgot. You were in 2 episodes of Batman Beyond while Cree Summer built this whole goddamn animation game. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? And the part of Chelsea in this movie could have easily been Max because she does Max shit. The only difference is she doesn't have snappy comebacks like Max did. And she doesn't actually help in the end. She's there for like half a second of the party. They could have got Max for that shit. They've done it before. How dare you? How dare... And I noticed this at the opening credits. Because they had Strong, Hamill, fucking Friedel. They had all the names. Harmon. Except Summer. Every name. Except Cree Summer. Yeah, I'm rooting for Joker in this one. Dog. I'm rooting for Joker in this one. But I'm going to move on. This whole video can't be about the lack of Cree Summer and Stockard Channing. The animation got worse as the movie continued. There's a flashback scene where we see what happened to Tim Drake in the olden days with capes and cowls, as Terry McGinnis puts it. And that transformed Tim Drake, played by Dean Stockwell, who I'm a big fan of Dean Stockwell. All hail to Al from Quantum Leap. But it was a weird thing that they did there. We see Tim Drake gets kidnapped by Joker and Harley Quinn, and he turns into Joker Jr., and he ends up in his Joker potion haze, breaking it and shooting Joker, and that kills Joker, and it stays with him forever. However, Joker apparently is brought back to life somehow through an electronic chip that he at some point implanted onto Tim Drake, but Tim Drake never found, despite how big it was. And and the fact that Batman was his goddamn guardian. They never found it. He never came across. He never accidentally scratched it one day. You know what I mean? it just never came up. That was the biggest reach for a method to cram Joker in here. And this is another one of those production problems. And I talked about this in the Killing Joke review, is this desperation to jam the Joker into every Batman property in order to get the most out of it, because people just know Batman fights the Joker. Casuals know Batman fights the Joker. Bloody hell. It is I would say it's a detriment to this movie, but Mark Hamill's performance here is actually pretty good. But it's such a fucking cram job. It's such an obtuse thing to put in this middle of this fucking movie that doesn't necessarily need it. And again, I'm talking about the sequences are really good in this, even the storytelling is particularly good in this. Again, I like this better than Mask of the Phantasm or whatever the hell movie that was. I thought the action was pretty good. Again, the animation style changes, and I wonder if this is a production. I wonder if this is a money thing. I wonder if this is a time thing, or some combination thereof, or something else. But it feels like this movie, from the executive's perspective, was meant to fail. But from the talent and the animator's perspective, they still wanted it to succeed as much as they could. The voice talent is the voice talent. The animation talent, they I feel like they tried to make this as good as they possibly could, despite the constraints that they were under while they were making it. And I can still feel that come through, even as not great as the animation is on that flashback. Hell, that could have been a choice to deviate from the old Batman style to the new Batman style. But why would they piss on the old Batman style? Because I'm sure a lot of them worked on the old Batman animated series. It doesn't make sense other than budget constraints at the time. I talked about Melissa Joan Hart being wasted. Let's talk about it a little bit more here. You can't hear the Melissa Jonas. And I know what was happening at this time because I remember what was happening at this time. Melissa Joan Hart was trying to be sexy. Melissa Joan Hart was trying not to be Clarissa anymore. Even though she was Sabrina still. She was trying to be her adult self, right? There's a shot of here of Dee Dee. We don't know that it's Dee Dee originally. You see her ass curvature. She's laying on the bed waiting for somebody to come in, et cetera, et cetera. But she doesn't give the lines. She's just reading lines. And like I mentioned, more than half of her distance on this movie, 60, 70% of it could have been anybody saying these lines. It didn't necessarily have to be Melissa Joan Hart. It could have been anybody saying these lines. So it was a wasted opportunity, maybe on her part, maybe on the directing part. I'm not sure. It was a wasted opportunity for Melissa Joan Hart here. Good story otherwise, other than the stupid microchip reach that they do for the Joker, and they end up electrocuting the microchip, and that's how they kill the Joker this time, even though he splices DNA onto a microchip that he put into Tim Drake that over time has grown, and what a fucking reach. We didn't need that reach. And again, it didn't have to be the Joker. It could have been anybody else. It could have been any other hero or villain, rather, that they built up from Batman Beyond. It could have been any other one. And it would have been better. Like, I don't even think we really got a conclusion on the radioactive guy that started this shit. I don't remember us getting a really good conclusion to him, and he's the villain that started the shit. I don't remember. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's an episode I forgot. But I don't remember us getting a good conclusion to him. Bring him back. You know? One good relationship thing that actually grows in this is Terry and Ace's relationship. Ace is Bruce Wayne's dog, Bruce Wayne's Doberman, and they actually have a pretty good relationship. I like the tete-a-tete. I like the rapport. I like Terry's sides to little Ace. Makes me want to go visit one of my friends with a dog now because I feel I want to be close to a dog now after the relationship they've had. That was pretty good. Yeah. Overall, I can see the animation staff trying their best. The constraints that they were under for their best, is a detriment to this movie. That said, they try to pull off this movie as well as possible. And the Joker kills people. Now, he kills one person, like actually kills them like a thug. But it's implied that he kills hundreds of thousands of other people because he destroys fucking buildings. Hundreds of thousands of other people. Mind you, again, we're talking about a movie that came out before 9/11. So that was less objectionable than actual guns for whatever reason. But that's what we got here in this Joker. And I was like, holy shit, Joker's killing people. Because he's destroying buildings. He's like, the TV show didn't go that far. The TV show went out of its way to make sure you saw that even if Batman drops somebody from a plane, they fall in water and you see them come back up in the water, right? So they go out of their way to make sure that you know Batman didn't kill people or that nobody actually died in the TV show. People die in this movie. People die. People die. Not gruesome deaths, but they die. Overall, out of $15, Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, with the animation, with the attempts at quality animation, despite what is clearly budgetary and or time constraints, the voice cast is very good. How Terry McGinnis tricks the Joker at the end is particularly good and not something that you see coming. The overall voice talent, minus my girl Stalker Channing and minus the goddess herself, Cree Summer. Batman Beyond Return of the Joker out of $15. Damn. Is worth. Damn. Is worth. Fuck. Is worth $10.50. Shit. And I was thinking about this too, and the couple of seconds more I thought about it, just then, as in real time, as you just saw, the more I saw the potential in this, and the more that potential being wasted irritates the fuck out of me. To the point of it losing $4.50 because of the potential of what we had here. It's better. It's clearly better than Killing Joke. Clearly better. Now, Killing Joke had the technical aspects right, had the animation done properly, and the voice acting was the voice acting, but the story sucked. This one has a better story. You still have the voice acting. But Warner Brothers just tried their damnedest to fuck this thing over for some reason. And I don't know why. Because 20 years later, we could still be getting new, better Batman Beyond shit. It could open up a new. We could be talking about the Batman Beyond Snyder Cut at this fucking point. All right, if they knew what they had in their hands, if Warner Brothers knew what they had in their hands, an entire generation, brand new Batman population that we all love. Because I don't know anybody that doesn't like Batman Beyond. Anybody who's seen it, anybody who's aware of it, I don't know anybody that doesn't like Batman Beyond. And this could have been a great jumping off point for Batman Beyond, but they missed the dunk. They purposefully missed the goddamn dunk. Yes, Columbine, etc., when all that happened. However, they didn't release this theatrically, which means they didn't have confidence in it. And I could see why they didn't have confidence in it, because the actual execution of the final product reeks of corporate interference. Reeks of course. I can't even give this a terrible rating because of anything anybody else did other than an executive at Warner Brothers. Hell, for that one, I'll give it 11. I'll give it another 50 cents. So I'm starting to come back on that train, but I don't think I can give it any higher than 11 out of 15 because the wasted potential. The story was good except for the ending, except for the fact that they seem to write it in order, and the best way to write shit is actually the reverse order. Have a conclusion and figure out how you get there from there. It felt like they were like, all right, we got to put the Joker in this, so let's put the Joker in this and fucking microchip, I guess. I don't know. It's fucking comic book shit. Nobody will give a shit. That's a shame. That is a sin and a shame. And the more I think about it, the more I want to take that 50 cents away. I'll cut the difference and call it $10.75. That is a sin and a shame. It is a sin and a shame that we don't get the potential Batman Beyond movie that we should have got, even the uncut version, that we should have got 20 some odd years later. Sin and a shame. Party people. You're too harsh on Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. Am I? Watch it again. It should have been better. It should have been much, much better. But you can see the shortcuts they take. Now, whether or not you agree with why they took the shortcuts is a whole other story. but you can see the shortcuts they take, and it's not good for the product. It's not good for the product. I thought it was gonna be better this movie, but it's not, because I didn't dislike this movie, but the actual execution is just too flawed. I can see the intent, and the intent is what's driving most of that 1075. But I swear to God, it cuts off when you're talking about shitty animation, and I swear to God, it cuts off when you're talking about not paying Cree Summer, and I swear to God, it cuts off when you're talking about not paying Stockard Channing, and I swear to God, it cuts off when you're talking about the stupid fucking microchip. And that's where I'll cut it off. Party people, tell me how right I am down there. It's down there. Okay, in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. Mostly liking, mostly sharing. I'm your favorite YouTuber after all, so you gotta share me. You just have to. It's the law. It's the law. And you wouldn't want to break the law to Batman now, would you? Exactly. Every Thursday, I co-host a podcast with my homeboy Trey. It's called the How Do We Even Get Here podcast. All the links are down there in the description. I don't want to go down to the description. Fine. tinyurl.com/getHereTube is where you go every Thursday on your YouTube devices, and that's where you can watch us do the YouTube show. We also have an audio podcast. Just find How Do We Even Get Here on all your podcasting devices. As I'm recording this, I'm slowly uploading shit to SoundCloud as well, so you can find us there too. And in the meantime, the in-between time. Till next time. Cheers.
I'm a nice guy, I'm a nice place, with a nice smile on my nice face. Turn your back and I'm making sure my night's straight. And when you're out of town, I'll be making sure your wife's straight.